Hey Tribers and anyone else watching. Yeah, I just wanted to share something that I did today. So basically I have this weird ass phobia, which is pretty debilitating. Excuse me, picking my nose then. And it's happened really badly a couple of times, and it's basically when I'm driving and the first time it happened, I was going up a steep incline in Cornwall, and it was one of these tiny weeny roads, and it was one that sort of goes and winds and turns back on itself, so it's a real like mad bend on a tiny little road on a steep incline. And this was a few years ago, and I basically just had an absolute paralysis, fear, panic attack, call it what you want, and I literally put the brake on and was like shaking. I mean, there was this doddery little old couple in a jalopy car came out on the outside of me, obviously used to being out there. You all right, love? And I'm like, not really. And I was with my husband at the time, and I literally just about peeled myself out of the car, left it abandoned on this really bad corner, and just started running up the hill. It was the weirdest thing. And we'd just been to the Minack Theatre. I don't know if anybody's ever been there, but it's basically a theatre that's carved out of the cliff. It's really high. And when I was there, I was pretty much suffering with vertigo because the steps are really narrow as well. So I felt like I was all over the shop. So that kind of didn't help when I was driving out. And then it happened again a year ago, and I was again driving up a steep hill. And this was in Devon this time. And it just felt like it was never ending, and my car isn't the most powerful at the moment. It's a 1.6, so, and I had a car full of people and luggage, and I just started to get this panic that the car wasn't going to make it. I need to get on with this because I need to tell you what happened this morning. So anyway, so again, there was a roadwork van with a big stop sign, so I had to stop. I was like, "You're having a laugh." And at that point, because I was that like doing this again, I couldn't restart the car. There was no way when the car was like that, and I'm doing all this, that I was going to do a hill start. Luckily, my son had just passed his driving test 2 days before, and I just said to him, "I'm really sorry, Jake, you're going to have to take over." He was like, "What?" But fair play to him, he did, and he got us home, and he wouldn't go on the motorway because he'd never been on the motorway. So what should have been a sort of 3.5 hour journey took us 7 hours. It was fucking horrendous. But anyway, he was a saviour that day. And then I have this weird bridge thing, and I've had various other things, but nothing as bad as those 2 episodes. So I had a little bit of hypnotherapy about a year or so ago, which seems to have helped a little bit. I was told about this guy that does hypnotherapy, but he also does past life regression. And so I went and had a session with him this morning. To cut a long story short, the past life bit, I was like, because I'm intrigued with that. I sort of saw stuff, but I didn't, there was no feelings there. I couldn't, he was trying to get me to say how you're feeling, because he wondered if this was something that came through from a past life. But it did take me to my childhood, and just a lot of feelings that I thought I'd already dealt with. And basically the upshot really of the session was, I have to feel in control. I have to feel safe, and if I don't, then my body goes into fucking sheer panic. So I'm a pretty level-headed, strong individual, and maybe that's why the reaction is so bad, because it's so far from what I normally am, but when I'm out of control, sort of thing. So I just wanted to share that with you, because on the outside I look like a normal human being, but we've all got our weird fucked up phobias, I'm sure. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you, and also, you know, if anybody else is suffering with any kind of phobias, I totally encourage you to go and seek some kind of therapy or whatever is going to suit you. I mean, the past life stuff, we were both disappointed this morning that I didn't get to where he was hoping I was going to go to with the past life, and don't know whether I'll have another session. I'm going over a bridge next week, so we'll see how I feel. He just said, see how I feel in a few days, and if I want another session to call him, he's going to call me anyway. But there was a lot of tears anyway from the childhood stuff, stuff that I thought I'd already dealt with really, and clearly hadn't. So you just never know what's locked away inside, and hopefully the release that happened this morning is going to take me a long way to getting better with these weird ass situations. So there you go, that's my share for today. See you tomorrow.